Hi, everyone. I have gotten some great questions about the upcoming research paper. So I want to be very clear about the purpose of the persuasive essay, you're doing it this week, and the research essay, or paper, or whatever we want to call it. And you can tell I'm teaching you to do these things in a very specific order. And that is just because I have written easily 100 of these things in my life, more like 400. And trial and error, I really believe that you can get the best ideas presented. Oh, those were the dogs. Presented in the most convincing way by following these steps. If we had a whole year to work on this stuff, I would give you a little more room to make mistakes and learn to do it your own way. I'm hoping that after this course, you will learn exactly what works best for you. But I want to start with what I have found to work for me. Okay, sorry, I'm talking too much. The persuasive essay. Yes, Max, you're a good dog, and Skip is a good dog. They're both. Okay, I want to tell you first, the dogs are very good dogs, and they're jealous that you guys are getting a video. Okay. The persuasive essay, I seriously want you to convince me of anything. Convince me personally. Convince me to try your grandmother's recipe. Convince me to vote one way or the other. Convince me to read a certain book. And I may have mentioned somewhere the best persuasive essay I ever received convinced me to use synthetic motor oil instead of natural motor oil. And it was clear. Here's a definition. Here's what Consumer Reports says. Here's a very convincing looking graph. And therefore, here's the effect on your car. Done. And I now make sure I'm using synthetic motor oil. Think of something that clean and clear, something you're already a content expert on, because you don't have time to learn something new this week. Okay? Good. Great. I love this. The point of the research essay. Of course, there's stuff that I want you to learn. I want you to learn the technical bits of writing such a thing, and it is strongly related to the persuasive essay. You're using a lot of the same little technical detailing things. But what I want you to start thinking about right now, the purpose of this paper for you. Hi, Max, it is not time for puppies. There we go. The purpose of this paper for you is I want this to be useful to you. Let's say you've got an interview coming up in sometime in the next year or 2 years. You know you're going to be interviewing for a police job. I want you to be able to say, why, yes, I read an article about community policing, and I learned this and this, and I formed this opinion, but I have this question. I want you to be really impressively well informed at that job interview. Or maybe you need to convince work that they should do it this way instead of that way. And you'll say, for school, I got to put together 2 different ideas. The folks in Vermont are doing this educational thing at age 3, but they're using Dr. Seuss because it rhymes and it's easier for the kids. But the other idea shows us that this other paper I read shows us that rhyming language lights up this particular part of the brain. I never knew. So I think if we've got kids with a deficiency in this part of the brain, we should look at the Vermont method, yada, yada, yada. So within your profession or even within your family, let's say, next Thanksgiving, you're going to have to talk to Weird Uncle Tony, and he's going to say something offensive, and you could back down, you could yell at him, or you could say, actually, that's about 2/3 or 66% effective. It definitely works in the majority of cases, and I know about this because I researched it in 2 different articles, and they're peer-reviewed articles. And if you want to yell for the sake of being the grumpy old guy, great, I'm going to go have some more olives. But I'm done talking to you because I know that you're just being the grumpy old guy. So, I'm going on too long. I'm so sorry. The purpose of the research essay is to help you in the future by being really well informed and have already thought about the articles and facts that you're going to be collecting. You're going to work on this. Please do not decide what your conclusion is. Please do not. Please ask a question. I wonder how to teach reading to blind kids who are learning Braille. Start with a question. Please don't think that you know the answer already. You might. You may very well know the answer already. But I want you to read the evidence with an open mind, because I'm going to come into your paper with an open mind. And you're going to show me how you explored the options and have reached this conclusion because you really analyzed and synthesized the information that you found out there in the world. All right, go have dinner. The dogs are ready to have dinner. And I hope you have a great Independence Day weekend.